You're listening to the All Elite Podcast, your favorite AEW fan podcast for in-depth analysis and discussions about the #1 growing brand in professional wrestling today, All Elite Wrestling. This podcast is broadcasted live on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch on behalf of the No Holds Barred Network. The network is your source for wrestling interviews and podcast content featuring independent wrestling and AEW. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So sit back, relax, and interact in the live chat. Enjoy the show.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I am your host, as always. I'm your self-proclaimed greatest host. My name is Kyle Masters, and today I'm not joined by Tiff. She's a little bit indisposed at the moment. She is moving right now, so she is not going to be on the prediction panel nor the review panel. So I'm going to have a rotating door of, my rotating forbidden door, a special guest here on the show. Today we're going to start off with one. You guys know him. He's my best friend through the wrestling community. That's Bill Bodkin. What's going on, Bill?
I'm not here to play. I'm here to win.
Okay. I feel you. But
It's
also
a
third.
Kenny Omega reference.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I got a third guest today. And that is my good buddy Phillium. Phillium, from when I used to be around the Rant with Ant podcast, he's rocking the hat on the YouTube version of the podcast. What's going on?
RWA forever. Hell yeah, Rant with Ant. What's up?
Not much, man. It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to get you on the show for a while now. I'm glad we can get together for this and get through the Double or Nothing's prediction panel. But
Yes, sir.
I'm excited for this.
So funny, before you get into it, funny
Okay.
thing. So I was talking to Ant the other day, and he was like, yo, you guys remember? He was like, yo, we're going to do like a live watch along with Double or Nothing.
Okay.
It's like, I'm going to be there, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going to be there. Sorry. I'll FaceTime you. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. He's like, yo, fuck. He's like, I'm an idiot. He's going to be there.
Yeah, man.
Ant. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Elite Podcast. If you're new here, this is where usually myself and Tiffany got you guys covered with everything in that AEW world. We talk about everything dark, BTE, Elevation, Dynamite, whatever's going on in the AEW world, we talk about it right here on the podcast for you. I like to have fan discussion, so interact in that live chat. I see a lot of you guys right now in the live chats. We have Ant, who switched over from Periscope to YouTube. I guess he's watching the YouTube version. Sal Michaels in the Facebook chat. What's going on? Longtime fan. We got Jackie. How's it going, Jackie? In the YouTube chat. Everything Pro Wrestling. Conrad, what's going on, buddy? Who else we got here? What?
Conrad Thompson's here?
No, not Conrad Thompson.
This is another podcast he does. What is he up to, 45?
Yeah. And Kimmy, I saw Kimmy in there.
This is his new podcast. It's just all like beardy guys talking to us.
Yeah. So which one of us is Eric Bischoff? That's why it's a Conrad podcast.
I'm going to say Kyle is Eric Bischoff hosting the Inner Circle's potential farewell.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I guess we can talk about that off the bat. The news out of today, Jericho on Busted Open Radio comes out and says that Eric Bischoff's going to be part of the Inner Circle. I guess it's supposed to be a celebration, but basically farewell party tomorrow. Or tomorrow on Friday. God, fuck, I can't even know what day of the week it is.
Wait, is that show live or are they recording it?
It's live.
It's live at 10 o'clock at night. Yo, they are, man. Shout out to these AEW wrestlers. They've had to wrestle in these intense heat, in the cold, at crazy hours to like 3 a.m.
And like when they record Elevation and Dark, they're like at other hours. I don't even know what days they record those at because you never know.
I know Aubrey on shows says they stay up to like 3 recording.
Yeah.
God, that's insane. So like props to all of them and putting in the work. But you know what? It kind of works out because then they get like a week break till they have to come back the next week and film it all again. So
yeah, people in the UK were all like like, oh man, like I guess AEW is losing their spot because it's not on the ITV like schedule as normal, but it's because of delays. So it's like they're moving it around. So like because of the delays, like they're like people were thinking they were losing their deal in the UK. Apparently, people don't understand about the NBA is going to be screwing over AEW for the better
hockey,
part of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So is that
because hockey's coming to TNT too, right?
Yeah, but like right now it's like
just NBA.
I think like a lot of Dynamites are going to be moved to Friday in June.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is hockey coming to TNT, but the Great One is coming to TNT out of the news today. He's going to be.
Well, I hope by the Great One you mean Renee Paquet, because I hope she gets hired.
No, by the Great One he means Anna Jay, who put the tweet and put #99, and I was like, Brody taught you well.
Yeah.
From not knowing who Wayne Gretzky was to tweeting about it. I'm so
tweet
proud
about
of her.
him. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to see that. But I saw a lot of people tweet
on the Rangers. That was cool.
I mean, I saw a lot of people today tweet about like, oh, AEW, dear AEW, can you please move pay-per-views back to Saturday?
No. And they don't realize that it's because it's a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Like that's why Tony said it.
Yeah, it was literally said like, hey, you have a 3-day weekend. Like, hey, why not just have a day off? I'm like, I also have to be at a bachelor party in the mountains on Saturday, so I'd like to watch this show.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
You two guys, it's not a surprise that wrestling Twitter is just shaking up about anything. You know, wrestling Twitter shocked about something like big shocker. Big shocker.
Yeah.
Big shocky.
But that seems to be the thing that they're mad about. I always love to go on Twitter every day and be like, okay, what's wrestling Twitter mad at today? What are we complaining about today? And it's like the littlest thing. I'm like, you guys are fucking unbelievable. These are why wrestlers are deleting their Twitter accounts.
Yeah. While the Young Bucks just changed their bios.
Yeah.
That is the best shirt too.
Oh yeah, just a bio shirt.
It's just like
hilarious.
They're like, I think the most recent one was, has this jumped the shark yet? I'm like, no.
Yeah. No, keep going.
Keep going.
Hilarious.
And you know what's funny? You know what it reminds me of? Them changing the bios and then like tweeting that they changed their bio. Reminds me back in the day when people had MSN Messenger and would like use the sign in as a status and would sign in about 8 to 15 times. It's like, yeah, I know you're online, but you don't have to sign in 8 to 10. I know people around here used to do that. They would sign in like 8 to 10 times. They go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, so that it would fucking come up in like a row of screens on your right side of your screen about what their status is.
Oh my God! Thank God we're away from that.
I funny instant messenger story. Like, you know how if you had AOL instant messenger to get rid of someone on your friends list, you had to go to like the edit and then you would delete somebody. Well, little known fact, if you don't do that and you just highlight someone's name in your friends list, like if they're online, you hit delete, it notifies them that they're trying to unfriend you. And that my best friend did that to an ex-girlfriend of mine. Like, and he did it like 10 times in a row because he's like, don't want to talk to you. She's like, I get it now. You hate me. Thanks, man. I'm like, oh, that's
I just want you to know.
But reverting back to the beginning of this conversation with Eric Bischoff, crazy that this guy's been going back and forth between the E and AEW so much. I've never seen someone jump between both big companies so much.
Well, when's the last time he's been with WWE though?
The Hall of Fame.
He was on SmackDown. Oh, the Hall of Fame. You're right.
Literally like a month ago. And a month before that, he was on AEW when they brought him out on that panel thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, think about this. A month ago, Chris Jericho was on Peacock on a WWE television show.
See, that's fine. That's like a one-off. I don't think we're going to see him again on that. But like Bischoff in like the last year has jumped back and forth at least twice. He's been on each show twice.
And he's on Dark Side of the Ring.
Yep.
You know what? And shut up in there. Episode. I'm gonna get someone to mute you if you don't shut up. He wants me to acknowledge the big dog of the World Wrestling Federation. This is not a WWE podcast. This is a AEW podcast.
You know, if you're talking about, I loved the Junkyard Dog growing up.
Oh yeah, we can talk about Junkyard Dog. He was a big dog.
Come on, that run in Mid-South, brother, when he came out to Another One Bites the Dust, people were fired up.
Tony Khan right now heard you say that. He's buying that song.
Yeah, buy it for me when you hire me, dude. Like, come on, let's.
Bill will come out to Another One Bites the Dust.
I'll come out to La Bamba. I'll come out to Let the Dogs Out. I'll come out to anything if you're gonna hire me. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So in talking about that, I might as well bring it up here. So Moxley now, or as far as we know, it could be their tag team thing. Nothing's been officially said, But coming out to Wild Thing by, I think the band's called X. I think it's just called X.
Well, the major league.
Yeah, the major league version, which is the best version.
Which I just watched last night, and I was just like, I just thought of Moxley the whole time.
Exactly. Literally
as
the
one
night
does.
Yeah,
as one does.
I told Bill this too, Phil. I'm like, all I need now is for Moxley to come out at Double or Nothing dressed as Ricky Vaughn in like a Ricky Vaughn attire.
God. Imagine.
But I think I know where
he's gonna come out like Onita.
Exactly. That's what I think he's going to. He's gonna come out as Onita, and I think I saw a lot of people.
That's not a costume, by the way. I don't think that's a tribute to Onita. I think that's what he does.
Yeah, it literally is half his costume.
Off the street like that.
Yeah, I mean, he comes like that anyways with
Renee's
his
like,
Mox
this
leather
is normal.
jacket.
This is how I see him every day.
And I know he smokes cigarettes because after his debut at the first Double or Nothing, he smoked that cigarette backstage with Joey Janela, and he pushed it in his head or something like that, or threw it in the ground. I don't remember.
Possibly newly minted heel Joey Janela, by the way.
Oh yeah, he turned on Sonny.
Well, he's saying he did, and he said he had a migraine, didn't want to come down to the ring, but he did not help Sonny when Hook was wrecking shop. By the way, let me say this: future AEW champion Hook.
You think
that's
so?
That's a bold claim, sir.
Whoa.
He's gonna have a title. He's gonna have a title in AEW one day.
That is a bold claim, sir. That dude is like 7 years old.
I'm not saying him today. I'm not even saying tomorrow. No. I'm saying down the line, that guy.
10 years from now, we're gonna come back to this podcast.
And he's the TBS European welterweight champion. Right. That's what he means.
The TBS welterweight champion.
Yeah. He's gonna be the welterweight champion. They're gonna have a Walter championship.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I'm telling you, like Hook was wrecking Sonny, and Joey would not come in the ring. I just heard they extended Joey's contract.
Thank God. I was scared.
I think this whole bad boy summer thing, I feel like there's some legs to this. I feel like if given the time, I think you could come into something big because he sells merch for them and people love him. I think you could get something pretty cool out of this. And I think heel Joey is what we need. Yeah. Or what he needs for sure.
I was nervous because I remember somebody posted a tweet of Scorpio Sky in an interview saying about renegotiating his contract. And I started thinking about Janela. Like, Janela's not on TV a lot. If anybody was going to jump ship.
He's on TV this Friday.
I know, but I'm saying if anyone was going to leave, it would probably be Janela. But I'm happy that he's reportedly resigned because I like Janela.
So we got a question from the Facebook chat. Is Eddie Kingston's ankle still hurt, or is that a story injury? I think it was a little bit of both, to be honest.
I mean, Eddie Kingston's a grizzled veteran. He's always got some aches and pains.
He was in a cast one week and he was gone the next week. So I'm going to assume it was like half injury. Maybe he just tweaked it and they weren't sure. But I think he's okay. But in saying that, going back to the whole Moxley stuff, I think it's their tag team theme. I honestly don't think it's his new theme song.
Well, there's a new shirt that says Wild Things.
Okay, so
Wild Things.
So it's their tag theme.
I like Moxley's theme song anyway. So I mean, it'd be a cool way to kind of do it here and there.
I think what's going to be cool though is listening to a full stadium at Double or Nothing singing that fucking song just like the movie. Oh, yeah. So I cannot wait for that.
I will do my best.
Yeah. Phil's going to be there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about back in the day before we went on air that you were like,
he's going to be there.
I'm
going to be at Double or Nothing. Yeah.
It was so cool.
So, yes. I'm looking forward to singing that Jungle Boy song.
Oh yeah.
Orange Cassidy song. All of them, man.
The Pixies.
What a great time.
So yeah. So I don't remember anything else really news wise that's been springing up. I mean, we talked about last week the new show Rampage on Friday nights that's starting in August. An hour extra of Dynamite television. Basically, the TNT belt's going to stay the same. It's not going to become
they're not going to make it the TBS belt.
No, it's staying.
No, Cody said probably not
because it just makes sense because TNT and Dynamite. You know.
Yeah. Also, Bob Culture Podcast in the house. Yeah, I know you do have to threshold on your phone.
Bob Culture Podcast. Me and Bill are going to be on his AEW predictions panel tomorrow, doing the exact same thing, probably saying the exact same thing. So that's okay. That's what predictions are all about.
I'll change stuff up. You're going to argue with Kimmy for like 90
probably. I'm just going to Shane Bell her. It's going to be all that stuff. Yep. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on here, and we're going to move on to the predictions. Enough chatting. People are here to want us to predict the entire card. I have the entire card here. I don't have anything written down for the pre-show because I finished my predictions after the pre-show was announced.
Before Before we start, I had one question. Do you guys think that we get the Jade manager reveal on Friday during her open challenge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's it gonna be?
Nobody.
See, I would have said somebody in particular, but with the rumor of Thea going back to WWE,
I don't think it's a rumor at this point.
well, yeah, she's basically gone back. So I think it's kind of hard to see who is going to be the manager, just because AEW has shown in the past they'll literally grab anybody from any generation. Doesn't matter if they're retired from the business. It could literally be anyone walking through
Kong.
that door. So
Awesome Kong. Where the hell she been? How about her?
oh yeah. She's been gone for a long time because of Glow, right?
And Glow got canceled.
Yeah.
So
while they were filming it, it sucks.
And she hasn't been around since the whole what was her thing called?
Nightmare Collective.
I liked that group. I might be the only one person who liked it. You hated it? I liked it. I thought it was cool. I didn't know it. Brandy doing something different.
I couldn't judge it because it didn't last long.
I didn't like when they added Luther. It was like, wait.
I thought it was going to be. I was hoping for a bald Gangrel, and I'm like, dude, they got Gangrel. That's going to be super cool.
That would have been cool.
Like, it's Luther, and I'm like, all right, I got to figure out who that is.
Who, like 90% of the AEW audience at that point were like, who?
I had no clue who he was.
And Jericho comes out. Oh.
Great podcast.
Yeah, they had 2 awesome podcasts, but no clue who he is.
Yeah. Anyways,
I think it's going to be the former Selena De La Renta from MLW.
But people are saying she's going to NXT though.
Yeah, but that like someone pointed this out on Twitter. It's like no one who's going to NXT ever says, "Hey, I'm going to NXT." In a way like that.
Yeah,
like
you said, what's next?
Next with the lowercase e.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, yeah, the E stands for elite, probably. You know, it's maybe. Like I think
she's awesome.
She'd be great in that role, and I think she's going under Natalia Class.
Yeah, her real name.
I don't think. Well, I mean, if that Natalia Class, that's her real name. Like,
I think her real name is. I'll look it up right now, but I think her real name is Natalie.
Yeah, I think they would be a great team together. Like, I think they'd be really awesome together because I think Jade needs a mouthpiece. I mean, she could talk, but I think like Jade having her just makes her character even bigger.
Yeah, it's tough. It's so tough to see who exactly it
Bert Macklin is right. Selena is money.
Yeah,
he's the Skandar Akbar of female managers, in my opinion.
So
yeah, her name is Natalie Guzman Class.
Oh,
I met her.
She's very nice.
She was literally born to be a manager with a name.
100%. Yeah.
So speaking of,
but do you think Jade needs her though? Because Jade is a good talker herself too.
I think it just heightens her character even more.
Yeah.
And like she could also have other people. She could manage. Like I would love to see like Matt Hardy, like the Hardy Family Office has right now. It's like men and women. Let's manage men and women. And I think MLW, she managed everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
if they really wanted the Matty Empire to like build, that would be the smart decision. If they really want to put stock into that.
Into what?
The Matt Hardy Empire. Have Matt Hardy join the Empire. Have that woman figure in there.
But I feel like
Allie or the bunny.
I feel like they're doing the
Allie.
Macho Man Bam Bam Bigelow thing where it's just like everyone wants to manage these people. Then out of nowhere, it's like it was Miss Elizabeth, and everyone's like,
"It's Tony Khan."
Who is that? That would be a choice.
That would be crazy.
But anyways,
it's Mel from the Nightmare Collective is back managing.
That would be so underwhelming. It wouldn't be funny.
That would be the tallest tag team of all time.
Yeah, it would. But anyways, we'll talk about the women in terms of the pre-show. They announced a pre-show after I did my predictions today, of course. Serena Deeb is going to take on Riho for the NWA Women's Championship, and Bill actually heard some news concerning Riho before the show.
Rumor and innuendo.
So grain of salt rumor.
That this may be Rio's last match in AEW. There is a lot of speculation her contract might be up and this is it for her. I don't know. No one's confirmed that. That was put out there. Fightful was talking about that, and no one can really confirm that. There are a lot of contracts in AEW that are coming up this year, but I don't know. I feel like if Rio she was the ace of the women's division for so long, and it's like, I think she's going to come back, and I think she's going to be the first person to be like Britt's first big challenge. Because spoiler, I'm picking Britt Baker. I think she's going to be one of Britt's first challengers. So I don't see she's going anywhere. You never know.
I don't want her to be one of Britt's first challengers. See, my issue with having Kenny book the women is he leans heavily with the Japanese women, and they're great and they're awesome and they're amazing wrestlers, but you're trying to build that division and you can't really promote the women if they can't do media for you. It was my issue when they had Asuka winning in WWE and stuff like that. So like Britt Baker, I agree, will win that title, especially that they're hyping up Shida as like she's the longest reigning champion and all this stuff. And I love Shida. Shida's amazing. She's awesome. But like, I think if she fights Riho, I want her to just run through her. Like, and Riho's amazing and she's great and they can have a great feud, but they need to start building the next baby face to beat Britt at maybe full gear.
No. Yeah, I think. No, I agree. I just think that.
But get away from the Japanese women. Maybe. I mean, Tay Conti's had a great year. I mean, I'm a big Tay Conti fan. You have Anna Jay coming back at the end of the year. Red Velvet's doing great on Elevation and Dark. Statlander's great. She just came back.
Can't look past Red Velvet. She's awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course, there's a certain Thunder Rosa whose contract's going to be up at the end of the
year. Thunder Rosa. Maybe we get Brit and Thunder Rosa at All Out in Chicago. Let that crowd go nuts.
You're reading a line from my predictions here. I'll get into that later. But for this one though, Serena Deeb taking on Riho for the NWA title. And
wait, what about Tessa Blanchard? Hold on.
They're saying Tessa Blanchard's gonna come into AEW. It's like I don't see it.
No.
Listen. Hold on a second. Let me just reach over to my side real quick.
God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I mean?
She's great. Don't get me wrong. She's great, but I just don't see it.
You don't think she's coming?
No.
Really? Why not?
Why wouldn't she have been here already?
I think
WWE have signed her already. Why wouldn't anyone have?
Because she has very bad personal issues with everyone in the industry.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon.
The only thing I could agree with, though, hold on. The only thing I can agree with that there is a slight chance is because of what she's been posting lately.
She posted a picture training with Sasha and Bailey, so around WrestleMania time. So I mean, like.
Wasn't there rumors of her boyfriend or whatever coming to
AEW? Her husband?
Yeah.
Daga. Sorry, I'm just Australian now.
Yeah, Daga.
I don't know. But yeah, I know Kimmy's like, she's gonna argue with me about Tessa because she loves her because she was nice to her. But like, I just don't see it at this point.
Tessa's my favorite wrestler in the world, so that's
she's great. She's undeniable. She is undeniable.
No, right?
But I just don't see it just yet. I just don't see it.
Anyways, pre-show.
I think Serena is gonna win. Obviously, I think they're gonna have one of the best matches on the card because Serena puts out these unbelievable matches and not enough people talk about.
Serena Deeb does not do anything less than being awesome in every match.
Who was it that tweeted it the other day and said, if Bret Hart was a woman, it'd be Serena. I know Dax.
It was Bret Hart.
Bret Hart did it, yeah.
It was Bret Hart. But he's like Dax 4 out of 10.
I think it was Lance Storm, maybe. Somebody did it, and Dax replied to it and was like, I just said the same thing to her.
Yeah, she's incredible.
It's ridiculous that she was someone who was on TV. We didn't see her forever. She comes to AEW after being a coach, not even an active wrestler, and is just putting on clinics every time she's on the ring.
With everyone. That's the crazy part, right? Like, listen, I love Tay Conti. She's still learning, and they've had an unbelievable match. She just had a great match with Red Velvet. So
that match was just... And she just came off injury, too. That was her first match back from injury, and that was outstanding.
Yep.
Question in the chat, what if Riho ends up defeating Serena Deeb to become the NWA champion?
No way.
A shocker.
No way.
No way. I guess the NWA would actually have to announce their women's title match then, because they haven't done that on the pay-per-view yet.
Because technically, Serena Deeb is contracted AEW, and she's a champion for another promotion that's trying to get off the ground again. Because every time they try to get off the ground, it just slips right back down. And Nick Aldis isn't helping the situation right now.
He's the national treasure, guys.
Yeah, well, he's being a dickhead to trying to promote the brand. Anyways, I have my thoughts about that. I probably agree with him. This should be a match that's going to be, again, it's going to be great. It's a good way to. It's in a way, it's a good way to sell a pay-per-view. It's a good way to sell Serena Deeb hardcore because Riho's gonna make her look good, and she's gonna, vice versa. But obviously,
and she's Riho to get that crowd going because she's beloved. And
people love Riho.
They had a full crowd. She was still one of the most popular people in AEW.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be a good match. I think Thunder Rosa is gonna come out and have a stare down after with Serena Deeb, and they're gonna set up something in NWA.
I would like to see more of that. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, Camille comes out and does something with Thunder if she's going to stare, or she comes out and stares at Serena too. Like I want to see more of that interplay, all these cross promotion things. I'm going to bring this up a few times. Like, that'd be cool. Then it'd be like, oh, this is for the NWA title. It only makes AEW look bigger. It helps the NWA. That would be cool. But yeah, Serena Deeb's going to take it.
And clearly, with the world starting to go back to normal, that title is going to get taken off Serena eventually, and it's probably going to go to Camille, seeing as Thunder Rosa's contract's coming to an end.
And Camille's like, she's part of the, she's like,
what's pillar. Nick Aldis's group called? Business, Strictly Business or Risky Business. Yeah, something like that. So, like, you could see her winning, right? It makes sense.
I was shocked it was called Fuck AEW, because clearly he doesn't like this company.
Really? He doesn't?
No, he doesn't want to come here.
He doesn't say the most positive things about AEW, but I'm just like, guy, it would be awesome if you challenged some AEW people and you lifted the belt up and did the 10 pounds. There's a lot you could do there.
Yeah.
But it's also, that could also be a work too. It could also be him talking so much shit about AEW that it just comes down to, like, someone from AEW shows up on that pay-per-view.
I mean, Bill, that's great, but when they don't mention NWA until the NWA Women's title is on the TV, then it's not, they're not working.
I know, but I mean, listen, if I had the pencil, is what I'm saying. But they don't.
Because they don't mention NWA like any other time until the belt's on the TV.
Yeah.
or unless they're talking about Tully.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, back in the day. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll move on from that. We'll go into and I have it, and we're going to go the way I have it written down here. So we're actually going to start off hot here. And I actually think that this match should open the pay-per-view. I think it should be the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It should be Young Bucks versus Moxley and Eddie Kingston to open up the pay-per-view. That's how you fucking open up a pay-per-view, with a banger match like that. And
I like the way you think.
The reason why, it'll get into one of my later predictions as to why I think this match should open. But anyways, this is the one thing I'm really most anticipated for all pay-per-view, and it's what I just mentioned earlier. It's for the crowd to sing Moxley's theme song, just because again, we talked about it off air with Bill. I think it was off air, but we recently watched Major League. I watched Major League right after that Dynamite episode.
Watched it yesterday.
Yeah. And just watching that scene where Ricky Vaughn comes out and that entire crowd singing it, I honestly feel we're gonna get that. And Phil, you better fucking sing loud.
Oh, bro.
I better hear you, man, from Canada.
You will hear me, okay? I'm going to lose my mind. You have no idea. I love Moxley.
But how are we going to do the predictions? I'm going to give each of you guys a turn to talk about it, and then I'll finish off the end. So, Bill, talk about Young Bucks, John Moxley, and Eddie Kingston World Tag Team titles.
Tough one for me to pick, because it's like I can see it going both ways. Like, I was thinking, like, how could the Wild Things win? Now, we had Frankie Kazarian said, hey, this ain't over yet. So he's not on the pay-per-view. I could see him coming out and costing the Bucks, because they cost him and Daniels their run. Why wouldn't he, come out, cause a little trouble, and Moxley and Kingston end up winning? Could see that. And if Moxley and Kingston win, I could see that being a shorter run, like seeing them fight with the Good Brothers, kind of doing some more violence-based wrestling, I think would be pretty cool. But I'm going to go with the Young Bucks, because I just see them retaining, and I really think what's going to happen is, and I think what will be really cool if it does happen, is their all-out challenger is going to be the eventual winner of a feud between FTR and Santana and Ortiz. If it's up to me and I'm booking this, I'm doing a best-of-7 series between those two guys after those two teams after Stadium Stampede, and I think it'll be awesome. I just see the Bucks holding on to it just because they're so hot. They're like Hansel, so hot right now. And like, you can't, like, I think like them losing it and freaking out and all that stuff would be cool, but like to get them back up the ranks to be number one again, I think is a less interesting story as opposed to them, continuing to be the jerks that they are. Would it shock me if Mox won? No. But I think there's more with Moxley to do with that IWGP US title and crossovers throughout the summer, because last summer New Japan was supposed to do less shows, and they were, because of the Olympics, which are happening this year. And thanks, Jackie, for saying you like the way I think. I think you can see that. And Eddie Kingston can feud with anyone, because he could talk himself into any feud. So, because he's like literally one of the best. Think about this: like July 4th a year ago, he was in I think it was ICW in the field, in the middle of a field in New Jersey, talking about selling his boots to pay his mortgage, and now he's like going to be against the Young Bucks on a pay-per-view. I mean,
yeah,
things are pretty awesome.
What an insane year for him, right?
Yeah, the best.
But so you're going with the Young Bucks, Phillium. What do you got?
So I'm also going the Young Bucks because I feel like this whole super elite thing, whatever the plan is, like as they're gaining all these titles and gaining all this, like really kind of taking over the whole industry, I think that whenever the first person to lose in that group is, it's not going to be for a while, maybe not to All Out. So maybe like I like what you were saying, how maybe the Bucks retain and we get, you know, PNP or FTR, probably Santana and Ortiz, to be honest, because they're baby faces now, against the Bucks at All Out. And maybe that's the first people who are able to beat them. I love them, right? I love Santana and Ortiz. So, or if I can also see, like what you were saying, if Moxley and Kingston win, maybe that's the way to transition the belts over to FTR. So the Bucks are doing main event stuff with Kenny. You can get those belts back on a tag team that you could run every week and that are not involved. I mean, because clearly, I don't know how much longer the Inner Circle Pinnacle thing is going to last, if the Inner Circle breaks up or not. So maybe that's the way to do it. But if I had to guess, I'm just saying Bucks are going to win, because it's going to make people mad, because people want to see Kingston win a belt. They want to see Moxley with a belt again. So it makes the most sense with the heel Bucks to kind of, and to start the show off with pissing people off.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Honestly, like, I could either see either way happening, to be honest, in some sort of way. And
because Moxley and Kingston as a team are just so entertaining.
Perfect.
One team we always wanted. And
exactly. Since the first time that they did anything together, I said it since the beginning on AEW. I'm like, man, this is the team we didn't know we wanted. And
that promo they cut after the botch of the ending of the match, you were like, oh, I'm here. I love this. Give me this every week.
Yeah. Yep. So I hope Moxley comes out in Onita-inspired attire with the cigarette and the chair. So, you know, same as that Japan Superdome video. I really hope they do something like that. As far as the Bucks fashion, I'm assuming they're going to go all out. They've been on point and fire with their fashion the last couple of weeks. I can only imagine it's going to be something casino related. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to go off. Maybe their one double or nothing attire, they were dressed as Elvis. The Jordans are going to be crazy. I imagine something they haven't worn yet. They probably special ordered for Double or Nothing.
The danglies.
The danglies will be out for sure.
The daddies with their danglies.
This is going to be a very mix of physical and professional wrestling match. Like, you got the physical side from Moxley and Kingston. I mean, a lot of wrestling side with Moxley as well. One of the best wrestlers in the world. But then Young Bucks, you know, best tag team in the world. We're going to have a great match. I don't really see... I don't really see it, but do you think there's a chance we get a little bit of Good Brothers fuckery happening in this match, because they've been around lately?
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, that's a good way. That's another way to transition Moxley and Kingston in the short term to feud with them, because they don't have the Impact belts. So I think that would be a good way to be like, okay, we're going to fight them. I'm not ruling Kazarian getting involved in either, just because, like, I mean, that's a long shot. That's a tinfoil hat, but it's like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I just want to see whoever the Bucks next pay-per-view opponents are not a super team. Like, I want a real tag. Like, there was Jericho and MJF. Make it like a FTR or Santana Ortiz.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, FTR are heels, so that'll be a little more tough. But make it like an actual.
The crowds will love it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they wrestled in front of nobody, and it's a dream match of mine. Yeah. So I wanted to see it in front of a crowd. Maybe give Jurassic Express a shot at a pay-per-view, since they're super popular.
You know, when they go to the UK, I said it for a while now, that the UK crowd is going to be singing Jungle Boy's theme throughout the entire match, at whatever match he's going to be in. Oh, they won't stop singing that song.
Yeah, and you know who we get thanked for that? Austin Gunn. Yeah, because that dude, they need to sign that guy to a lifetime contract as anything. Whatever you want to do in this company, right? Whatever you want to do. You want to wrestle, you want to commentate, you want to be in the crowd. Who cares? Just be here.
Yeah, he's been the star through COVID, honestly. But I'm picking the Young Bucks as well. So we're all three cohesively going with the Young Bucks here. Going to move on to like another tag team match, which is kind of like the match, you know, that I really don't. If I missed it, I'd be like, okay, well, that's all right. Sting and Darby Allin versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, which
why don't you care about this match?
As far as I know at this point, it's a regular tag team match. That's why. If this was cinematic,
Darby's in it though. Darby is going to do something that is almost going to kill himself, and it's going to be the coolest thing on the show.
I said it before,
especially since Phoenix is hurt and Phoenix isn't wrestling. That means Darby's going to do something. I'm
just not excited. I'm just not excited for this match. I'm just like, okay, it's just there. It's like it should probably be on. It should be on Dynamite.
He's going to throw Darby into like a pole, and then he's going to make him into a protein shake, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
So Bill, take the reins first on this one. What do you think of this match? Because I'm probably going to shit on it.
You shouldn't. Because think about who's in this match.
Oh, I know who's in this match. Ethan Page literally is from like 30 minutes away from me.
So, yeah, this is going to be a good match, I think. And in my opinion, it's got to go. I guess I'm going heel heavy right now because I'm going to go with Scorp and Page because they need this win more than Darby and Sting. I know this is Sting's first like live match, which is why I could see them winning it. But like Scorpio Sky, like we had mentioned, is like contract year. Ethan Page, you just had him. Like this match. This is the one they've got to win because Page and Darby is going to be that's going to be the summer feud. Those two are going to feud and it's going to be bonkers. And Scorpio Sky, they need to invest in, they have been investing to him since he went the ladder match. He's been this new heel character.
He's gotten into shape. Like he's been getting into serious shape, that guy.
He had a rough year last year.
Yeah, he did.
He had COVID. And he had a lot of stuff going on. That's why he was off. Yeah, injuries. That's why he was off TV. But like,
I didn't know he had COVID. That sucks.
Yeah, he said in one of the interviews, he got injured and then he had COVID and he was gone for a couple weeks and he came back.
Yeah, I just think as Scorpio Sky is one of their best athletes, and I feel like let's get behind him. And I think people like the live crowds were really like remember his match with Jericho. Well, I didn't love the match itself. Like that build, people were like, yes, let's have him beat Jericho. People wanted that match, and I think I think that's why they got to win because what does this win do for Darby and Sting? Nothing. It really doesn't do anything. What does a loss do for Page and Darby? Page and Scorpio. That hurts them, and I think that's why they have to win that match.
Yeah. Phil, are you on the same page, or you got something different?
So before you started this, I was gonna say Sting and Darby, but I like what you're saying. I can see you gotta go.
The great convincer.
It makes more sense to have Page and Scorpio win because it continues the feud with Page and Darby.
Yeah, and you could even do a Scorpio Sky Sting feud.
Yeah.
Or we had, and hell, I don't know if that would happen, but it's like them beating Sting means a lot.
That's a good rub. Yeah, it is a good rub, but to them, those two.
And maybe that's the thing that kind of starts to separate Sting and Darby because that's not going to be forever.
Well, now you're saying that, I actually have a prediction about this. I lied. I actually wrote something down for this match.
Mm-hmm.
So I do love the pairing of Scorpio and Ethan, though. I've been loving that. They've worked well together. They do work well, I think, better as singles guys, especially Scorpio. I've been waiting for like a big singles push out of him. Hopefully they can work something out. I can see them taking out Sting and indisposing, quote unquote, him in the beginning of the match. So it's just kind of like a handicap match for most of the match. Sting gets up, gets a hot tag, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. But as far as the finish goes, because, I agree with you guys. It makes the most sense for Scorpio and Page based on their momentum that's been going on lately, and it makes the most sense in the end. I'm going to go with an off-the-board pick here. I'm picking them to win, but I think Darby turns on Sting.
No.
And it happens here.
Darby is the most over babyface in that company. He ain't turning on nobody.
Or
would have so many heels.
Vice versa, because what's Sting turning on him? I mean...
No, I don't think it's necessarily them turning on each other. I just think it's like a mistake happens and it causes tension between them, and they realize that they're better off alone than with each other or something or whatever it is.
I think down the road that's what it's going to be.
Because I can see them having an epic cinematic match together.
Yes,
like one-on-one.
Great.
That's maybe I'll turn mine. Maybe Sting turns on Darby in this match.
No.
I don't think in the match. I see what you're saying, though. I feel like eventually one day, for some reason, whether it's they don't like each other anymore or it's Sting wants to pass the torch on to Darby.
Yeah, like a teacher-student match where it's like in order to become great, you have to beat me and
Luke
show
Skywalker and Darth Vader. You know
there
what
you
I mean?
go. Perfect.
Well, you know Tony Khan's going to do that because Cody Rhodes is a big Star Wars fan. I'm sure he has
I'm
major
sure Tony
influence
Khan
on
has
that.
a storyline written down. It was a feud from 1947, Connecticut Championship Wrestling.
Some
it was
untelevised
Taz.
event.
Yeah, it was Gordon Soley versus, Tony Khan knows everything. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. All right.
But yeah, all right. So we're all three collectively going with the same pick again there. So before we move on to the next match, though, unfortunately, because it's a podcast and we're sponsored for the month of May, we do have to get the sponsor out of the way. And we are sponsored by Manscaped for the month of May, ladies and gentlemen. Great sponsor, guys. Check them out. Manscaped.com. Use code AEPSHAVE. You're going to save 20% and get free shipping on any of their products at your checkout. And you guys are here for one thing only. The returning fans for AEP. You guys know the deal. Here it comes. The Manscaped AEP commercial. Thanks to my good friend Anthony and the 5 Second Rule podcast. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kyle. And we're here for Kyle.
Today's special product, Manscaped.
Are you looking like a Sasquatch around your crotch? Well, don't just take it from us. Take it from WWE Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes.
Listen, Daddy, if the dream knows about anything, it is Manscaped. And I used to cruise down the boulevard with Sapphire with my balls looking like a Thanksgiving Day turkey, baby. They were so smooth and nice, and I did it by using the Lawnmower 3.0, Daddy. And the best thing about it, moisture resistant, waterproof, Daddy. I'm talking about my nuts used to look like a water slide, baby. Not anymore, because the hair is gone. It looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin's head. It is so nice, baby. Don't leave you downstairs looking dusty. Take it from the dream.
Nothing means nothing without Manscaped, brother, yeah.
And now, a song from the Jobbers.
Don't rub me the wrong way. I've been chafing all day. I need a Manscaped. When it hurts real bad and you can smell my ass, I need a Manscaped. Don't sweat it. I need a Manscaped. Don't sweat it. Oh, I need a Manscaped. I need a Manscaped. I need a Manscaped. Yeah. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, don't regret it.
Don't sweat it. Oh, I need a Manscaped.
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 Yeah.
Need the Manscaped.
That's right. Thank you to Ant and the 5 Second Rule podcast for that amazing commercial each and every single week. Now Ant switched over. Ant switched over to Twitch now. He's talking from Twitch. He's literally been on almost all live platforms that we're live on right now. Thank you, Ant, again for that amazing commercial, buddy. But yeah, guys, manscaped.com manscaped.com at checkout. Use code AEPSHAVE. Save 20%. Get free shipping. It helps us in the end to bigger and better things with Manscaped. It's our second month with them. We're trying to get a whole year with them. So hopefully you guys are going and using that promo code. So again, AEPSHAVE at checkout for 20% off and free shipping.
Help Rob get a Manscaped.
And I've used their products. I can vouch. They've sent me their products. The shit actually legit works, and it's I can definitely vouch for them. Not just saying because I'm sponsored. Legit, their stuff works. Like, they sent me the new weed whack. They call it the Weed Whacker. It's literally an ear and nose trimmer. And man, I have like a nose trimmer, and it sucks ass. And this one actually legit, like, I get like no problems with it. And there's such amazing quality that's waterproof. I don't really shave in the shower with a razor. So, like, I'm not sitting there with an electric razor in the shower. So
I mean, that's just not
Live dangerous, bro.
yeah. I mean, they say it's waterproof, but you do what you guys got to do. But again, awesome products they have there on manscaped.com. But we're gonna move on here. Predictions. We're gonna talk about the second ever Stadium Stampede match. We have the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle of Professional Wrestling. That includes my boy, Sean Spears, my freaking man crush Monday every single day of the week. My boy, love the guy. But stipulation.
But you wish you had your Canadian God shirt.
I'm waiting. Can't wait to get it because I'm going to wear it every single Thursday night. If Inner Circle loses, they must disband forever. We're going to switch it up here. Phillium, we'll let you talk about it first. What do you got for the Stadium Stampede match? What are you expecting and your winner?
So a bunch of things. One, I'm terrified because they're doing it live, or they're doing a portion of it live. So, and I know the Pinnacle said that they're not going to do any joking stuff, like they're taking it serious. So I don't know if it's going to hit the same way it did last year or whenever they did the first one. That's one. Two, I love the Pinnacle, and even though I want them to win, and it seems like they're going to win, I feel like the Inner Circle is going to win. And they're going to still continue this feud longer and longer. When we start doing these predictions, I'm noticing it's a lot of heels. Like a babyface has to win at some point. And if Britt Baker, everybody's pretty much saying that Britt's going to win. So, and Kenny's probably going to win the main event. So, maybe the Inner Circle is the babyface who wins.
It's going to be an all-heel pay-per-view. I think Hangman's going to be the only babyface to win.
No way. I just think, because even like Miro and Archer, like a babyface has to win somewhere, right? It's not just going to be Serena Deeb in the beginning of the show. Like, I think Inner Circle wins, and this feud keeps going on.
I don't know. I only say no because literally Jericho just announced the tour for Fozzy that's about to happen.
Yeah, but they can write him off TV. He's hurt. He hurt his elbow. Whatever.
I'd figure that this would be the write-off. There's some big, like Jericho's gonna eat the pin. It's gonna be some major big spot, and MJF is gonna pin him, and it's gonna be like this big scene where like the Pinnacle is on top and they're lying over Jericho's body.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. I think it's gonna be that arm. I think MJF's gonna get him in that Fujiwara armbar submission.
Yeah. What does he call it? The salt of the earth. Yeah.
Yeah, the heat seekers, that like jumping pile driver thing he does. I think it's got to be the Pinnacle, because it's just like, if the Inner Circle wins, which I get what you're saying about the babyfaces, and like now I'm thinking like, well, maybe Moxley and Kingston do win. Is how do you blow this feud off? Like, how do you do it? Like, it's just like, you've done Blood and Guts, so it's like you started at the end, and now you're working your way to the beginning. It's so weird. You have this other match. Like, I think the Inner Circle has to just stop.
Well, my issue with the Inner Circle is they are doing the same shit every week. They're awesome, and they're so much fun together. But if I see another fucking celebration, I'm going to put my head through the wall. Like, I'm tired of it.
Like, I think, like, you got to have I think Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara are both primed for their own runs. That's why it has to end. Like, Jericho's Jericho. Like, he'll go tour with Fozzy and he'll do some stuff, and he'll come back. And if this injury is legit, like, Jericho, it could not be a real thing. But I mean, if he's got to take time off, it's fine. He can still go to shows and just be Chris Jericho and do some stuff. And, we still might see individual feuds. We just might not see like I think Santana, Ortiz, and FTR could be a real thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get Sammy and
Miro.
I think down the road, but I think Sammy and
MJF, that'd be cool. That'd be a nice feud for MJF.
I read an interesting note about Sammy Guevara. Someone really thinks that this is going to happen, that Sammy's going to cost the Inner Circle to lose this match, and he's going to turn and join the Pinnacle.
No, I don't want it to happen. It's that the group is too big at that point. If you have the reason I love the Pinnacle right now. Yeah, exactly. But the reason why the Pinnacle works is because they have everybody in their role, right? MJF is the main eventer, FTR are the tag team, Wardlow's the big beat 'em up guy, and probably going to be the one to break away from the group at some point later on. And then Spears is the mid-card guy. If you add Sammy to that, sorry to say it, but Spears is basically pointless in the group then, because then Sammy is the mid-card guy because he's not MJF.
Yeah, true.
So, and plus Sammy is such a good baby face right now.
Yeah.
Like, you run with that.
And you're going to have 2 shows in Texas and a baby face Sammy Guevara. That's Texas. A huge reaction.
Yeah.
That's a huge reaction.
True.
I really do think it's going to be Jericho's. It makes sense that Jericho would be the guy that brought them together. And it's very poetic that he would be the guy that causes them to fall apart.
Yep.
And it's not intentional that he fell apart. And you could see the following week they do their final goodbyes, and that's it. And what you can do is down the road, you could cheat a little bit, and you could have a little inner circle reunion, I'm sure. Just not calling themselves the inner circle. Like, Santana Ortiz come out and help Jericho like 6 months from now, because think about that payoff. Yeah. Like that pop with Sammy or one of them comes to help Jericho or vice versa, it'll be massive.
Yeah.
I think Pinnacle has to be established as a number one.
So we don't think it's going to be a lot of goofiness. We think there's going to be a lot of more like beating the crap out of each other. So like no cameos.
Because it's live. I don't know how much goofy you can do.
And I don't think it's a different vibe, because like the Elite is known for goofy, but also think about that match culturally. It was like we needed that match as like wrestling fans, because we were in the middle of the pandemic. We just needed something fun. Mm-hmm. This is a serious like blood feud that needs to be violent and intense.
So I'm wondering how the setup is going to be. Like, do you think it's going to be the same as last year? Ring in the middle of the field, and maybe
they're going to have stuff live.
I think that the beginning is going to be pre-recorded, right, on the football field, and it's going to spill out into the arena, and it will end in front of the fans.
Yeah. Oh man, MJF taps out Jericho in the middle of the ring.
That'd be
awesome.
That'd be
breaks his arm, right? Breaks his arm. Right. That gets Jericho off TV.
So I'm sticking with the Pinnacle for sure.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I have written down. I'm going to stick with what I had in my gut when I was writing these down.
I don't get what I want a lot, so I'm sticking with the inner circle because I want the inner circle. Okay. I mean, listen, I love the inner circle, but I need a break. We need to move on, please.
Yeah. So we will move on to the TNT Championship, and that is Miro versus Lance Archer, or as they have it listed now, because obviously they have to for booking's sake. It says Miro or Dante Martin. Which we know it's not going to be Dante Martin, because.
By the way, if you've watched him on Dark, Dante Martin is
a stud. Yeah.
Ludicrous.
For 19 years old, that's pretty incredible.
His height he gets on stuff is absurd, and Miro is going to eviscerate him.
He might whip him out of the ring. Like, I'd be careful there.
Throw him into the crowd.
He might eat him.
But this is a big hoss fight if I've ever seen one. Bill, we'll start with you. TNT Championship. What do we got?
I'm calling it a sleeper match of the show. This is the sleeper match of the show for me. I think people are not putting as much credence on this match as they should, because there's a lot of other big time matches. This is going to be an awesome match. Lance Archer has been on an unbelievable tear in 2020. The last two promos Miro has cut have been, I think, some of the best stuff he's ever done on the mic. He looked like an absolute god in the ring against Darby Allin. That's the Miro we've wanted to see since September. This is going to be an awesome match, but Miro all the way.
We haven't had Lance Archer have a big challenge in front of him. When I say big challenge, I mean like big guy to stand up to him. He's literally been just dissecting all smaller guys, has he not?
Yeah, because it was Cody, and then who was after Cody?
The biggest guy he might have fought was one of the Good Brothers, maybe?
But nothing's like Miro, but I consider Miro a bigger challenge than one of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this is like Lance Archer's like first true like big guy test in AEW, because he started out with Cody at the beginning, because he kind of debuted right before COVID hit, and then he did that feud with him with the TNT title, and then he kind of like bounced around a bit, nothing really major. But like Miro is going to be like his first big like fight in the ring.
The only one, Moxley was the only other big one.
Okay.
Because he was Moxley for the anniversary show. Which I forgot about until I saw a graphic of it.
But when I say I mean like big hoss fight. Like Miro's a big fucking dude.
Yeah, he never fought like Brooklyn or anything.
No, so this is gonna be interesting. So are you going? Did you pick? Oh, no, you didn't pick. I didn't let you finish, Bill. Go ahead.
Oh no, I said Miro all day.
Okay, Miro all the way. Okay, Phil, what do you got?
Yeah, I agree. Miro. It has to be Miro. I think.
Miro Day.
If there's some shenanigans to kind of get around Miro beating Archer, I mean, now hearing you say that it is Archer's like first real test against another big guy, if they can kind of get around a way, maybe maybe a draw. I don't know how long that match would get time wise on a pay-per-view.
Is it 20-minute time limit with a regular match on a pay-per-view? I believe, or no title. It's a title match, so isn't it automatically 60-minute?
No, I'm not sure what the TNT title might be. It might be like,
because whenever it's on Dynamite, it's TV time remaining. So
yeah,
they never do
20,
like
I'm gonna say like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do a draw out the gate. Yes, Bert, I believe Jungle Boy will be the guy to beat Miro as well.
If they both headbutt each other hard enough that they both collapse.
No, I just think you can't do that out the gate with Miro, because it's just like we need to establish him.
This will send him to the top.
Yeah, but at the cost of Archer, though.
But I think Archer's okay though. Yeah. Like he's super over, I think, in AEW. And again, they're going to Texas. He's gonna walk out there and be like, "We love you," and like he'll do something. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he's
maybe use Jake. Like Miro attacks Jake, that distracts Archer, that gets him to win.
I don't know if you should or can attack Jake.
Yeah, can Jake take?
Please keep Jake in the back.
No, he has. That's right. He took
let's just not talk about. Let's just not talk about, because it's not gonna happen. I don't want to see Jake grab his fucking
Jake's
heart,
taking a bump
like he did like a month ago in the Dynamite episode, where he's grabbing his heart in his chest. I'm like, oh my god, please don't be having a fucking heart attack on Dynamite.
He's taking a bump,
brother.
He's a worker, bro. He's taking his
brother. Don't forget, and someone's putting out there, it's just like secret detective. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but they said Nagata or Suzuki. Yeah. Let's not forget, like, New Japan still might be coming, so that's might be where Archer and some of these other guys might end up feuding with.
Okay.
So, Jamie says you hate.
I think Miro. I'm going Miro. I want to see him win.
So I got Miro as well. I mean, I'm sure that you think about it, a lot of people, not even just this match, it's going to be a lot of AEW wrestlers that haven't had the opportunity to be in front of a full AEW crowd yet. Yeah. Like, because a lot of them have debuted after during COVID, like when there was no fans.
Yeah, Anna Jay has never wrestled in front of a full crowd.
The Dark Order was hated
before COVID. Yeah.
Before COVID. Now
that's me. I'm one of those people. I was at the first All Out in the crowd, and I got up and I went to the bathroom. I hated the Best Friends and I hated the Dark Order. I was like, I do not care about this. And because they were like boring. I didn't understand it yet, because I'm a stupid mark. Yeah. I didn't get it yet.
But to be
fair,
then
now I loved both of them.
Brent is one of the list of husbands for Tiff.
I mean, to be fair here, I had to play to be fair a bit. They weren't booked the way they're booked now back then. So no wonder people were hating them. Everything that's been good with the Dark Horse happened after COVID.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be, as soon as they get their first entrance, they're gonna get like the biggest pop. Miro's gonna get a massive pop, because I guarantee you that crowd, you along with them, Phil, you're always gonna be chanting Miro Day. Guarantee that's gonna be a fucking loud chant there.
Yeah. Are they gonna be chanting? I don't want them to chant Miro Day, man. It's a different character.
If it's gonna follow him for life, it's a chant that's gonna follow him for life now. That Rusev Day thing was so fucking over. Like I was, and I tell this story all the time. I was in a random bar on Bourbon Street during WrestleMania 34, and we were just sitting there, and all of a sudden, everyone just started chanting Miro Day out of fucking nowhere, and the whole crowd did it for like 20 minutes straight, and they would not stop. Like that is over as fucking. It will stick with him till the day he's done wrestling.
What's funny about Miro is I feel like the crowd is gonna turn him face.
Oh yeah.
I think he's too funny, like naturally.
They've been waiting for this. Look what they did since he started, when he first got into AEW. People, I remember reading all over Twitter, people were hating, like, just break off from Kip. Leave Kip, like, get away from Kip. They've been wanting this Miro.
He did.
Let's talk about this. Am I the only one who liked it?
Oh,
I liked it.
The Arcade Anarchy match was awesome.
See, that was
incredible,
great,
but to me, it was never designed to be a long-term thing. It was like, hey, we're resetting his character. We're going to show you his personality. So when we make him a killer later, he can also cut normal.
But did people already know that? I think that was the problem, though. People already knew he was that type of character.
No, but not the video game funny guy. They knew him as, like, he can be Rusev Day and be this charismatic guy, but they didn't know him as, like, oh, this is Miro on Twitch. Like, he can have a good time.
Also, I think you had to, like, I don't think they had a spot for him at the time, and it's okay. Like, we look at it now, it was okay. It took this long because it was like that Best Friends feud was like endless.
Yeah.
But then he beat Darby, and everyone's like, he's the best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And that's another thing too. Like, and I'm guilty of this too. We have to get away from the idea of the way other companies book. Like AEW has this giant roster now. There's going to be times where people are on the back burner and maybe they're doing storylines that we don't like. or maybe they're on Elevation, or they're on Dark, or now Rampage. Like,
which is funny you mentioned that, because in an interview I was listening to on comicbook.com with Cody, he said, when I walk through the backstage for Dynamite, there's a lot of people on the bench, and he's like, Rampage is gonna change that, which is good. I think is real good.
But the thing is, when you're being on Dynamite, it should almost be like like this big victory of like, oh, I'm actually booked on this main show now. I mean, the only thing I would change about Dynamite is maybe add a second women's match every week. But I mean, that's like wishing from the heavens at this point. But like, I loved when Miro was doing this. I'm looking forward to this match because I think these guys are gonna murder each other. It's gonna be great.
So yeah, I'm going with Miro. I think we're all three going with Miro here. Clearly, I don't think there's a chance that he loses the belt.
For the record, I'm the only one to pick a babyface so far. The fourth match.
So
I didn't do it intentionally. I was just like, oh, it does make sense.
Bill, you do say that he's going to be turned into a babyface. The crowd's going to turn him into it just because of his popularity.
The crowd makes him a babyface.
Now, do you think
they do a double turn with him and Lance?
No, I don't mean right now.
But I mean like eventually, like towards the end of the
when they're back on the road, I feel like the crowd might turn him babyface.
So do you not think that maybe like they'll keep him as a heel and then eventually an ultra babyface that's going to take the belt off him?
Real hard to keep him heel, I think. So Jungle Boy is like, I still think he's the guy to take it off of him, because they need to do something with him, because he's always been that guy. It's like almost.
Well, I mean, with the rumor of a trios title, I know they have way too many. Like, I don't want them to have a trios title. I've never been a fan of the trios title, but like, I figured they would be the ones to win if they did a trios title.
That or the good, the bad, and the hungry.
Oh my God, please! But I think everything that we are booking right now is leading up to Hangman beating Kenny at All Out.
I got it.
We'll talk about that later. But we're going to move on here, and we're going to talk about another match. A singles match here. Hangman Page versus Brian Cage.
Hangman. Can we all just pick the baby face here? Hangman.
I mean, this has all been about...
I have a grand theory. Like, this ties into my pick for the Casino Battle Royale. So, I think one way you could do this is, and it's a little bit of tinfoil hat, is Hangman loses to Cage. Cage and Kenny go at it, because he'll move up the rankings, and then Kenny collects the FTW title. Another belt to add to his list.
Okay.
Page enters. If it's not a surprise, I could see Hangman entering the Casino Battle Royale after that loss and just like losing it backstage. It's like, I'm going in, goes in as the Joker and wins it. And then now he's got the title. He's got the shot at All Out. It's a little complicated. And
I mean, it's a long time between Double or Nothing
around my head.
All Out, though. That's the only problem.
It's so shiny, Bill, man. That's
a lot of months for him to have that number one contender spot.
Yes, I agree. But there's so many people you could put in front of him. Like, you could just do the old, like, you could have Don Callis just hire like bounty hunters to go after him, pay people like they had Jeff Cobb with Moxley. Like, not that they could probably do that again, but paying people to go after Hangman. He still has, if he loses to Cage will be like, well, you got to get through me because I beat your ass twice, so he's got to beat him. And they're constantly putting roadblocks up in him and stuff like that. But I know that Kimmy, he was in the first Battle Royal. That's why I'm saying, because that's the ultimate redemption. He lost it in the first one. He was the guy they handpicked. And now he comes back and says, screw it, I'm going to go back in and wins.
I thought he won the first one.
He won the first one.
So you're going to come in and win it again? Is he going to be the Stone
I'm just saying that's my 10.
Is he going to be the Stone Cold of the Casino Battle Royal?
Why the hell not? But that's my tinfoil hat theory. But I do think if that's not going to happen, then I think he does beat Brian Cage.
So this is an interesting one. So Phil, go ahead before I read about this.
Well, I think Hangman.
Is he the best wrestler ever? Yeah. Okay.
You know what's funny? I didn't like Hangman at all at first. He's really won me over this past year. I mean, great wrestler.
Yeah.
Right. That goes without saying. But the character I didn't like until this past year.
Listen, any wrestler that drinks whiskey as a gimmick,
that's good for you.
Yeah, he's good with you. Yeah.
Good with me.
But no, I love how like on BTE they like tease stuff that we don't think is serious, and then it actually happens later down the line. So like with him this past week drawing that picture of him on the horse with the outfit, I think that's like kind of tipping the cap of like, this is what my gear is going to be when I finally get Kenny. And I think it's going to be all out, because this whole Kenny thing, as amazing as it is, it's going to end eventually, or at least one of the titles are going to lose. And he's probably going to lose to Andrade at Triple Mania to give them their belt back.
Don't bank on it.
Maybe. I'm just saying maybe it's a possibility, right? He's going to lose eventually.
Yeah, he's held the belt for over 600 days.
Well, I mean, the AAA, as someone who's watched a lot of AAA, that belt is not exactly. Kenny's defended that more than the last two champions combined, which is Jeff Jarrett and Phoenix. But
Jeff Jarrett was
brother. He was.
Oh man.
But the one problem with the AAA title is that they can't broadcast in America right now because of legal reasons. So it's like, does Kenny lose it in Mexico? I don't know. When no one around can watch it, that's going to be interesting.
And they'll just hand the footage over to AEW.
Well, no, they don't they show it on Twitch?
They can't broadcast in the United States anywhere.
They can make it broadcast in Canada. I'll give you guys a feed.
No, I really gotta take a trip to Mexico. I want to see this match.
I know.
Someone's got an illegal stream somewhere. Someone's got to be like illegally streaming it from Mexico. And
listen, if there's
black
market
website,
Andrade is my boy. I need to see this match.
Someone on Facebook has like a live. He's there with like a Facebook live cell phone.
Camera. Yeah. Anything, bro. I'll watch anything. All right.
Vampiro's live Facebook live again from the commentation station.
Yeah.
Farting on TV like you did that one time.
I've been loving the pairing with Hangman and BT. The whole BT skits are probably the greatest of all time. Like it's really one of the reasons why I watch BT a lot now, is just to see what their skit's gonna be. They faced off on Dynamite. I mean, Brian Cage and Team Taz helped them win. This is why this match is coming along. He's like basically saying, Brian Cage, have a rematch with me, make it a credible win against me, since you ruined my whole momentum and I was at the top. Should be a great match. Seems like it possibly, I mean, I don't know, could this be used as a cool down match for something? Or I don't really see this being a very, very looked forward to type of match. It could be like an in-betweener match.
Kind of like Matt Hardy and Hangman was kind of a cool down.
Yeah. We've seen a deception between Cage and Team Taz lately. I don't know if they're going to build off that. There's been a lot of, like, every time there's
I think now with Ricky Stark's injury, they're kind of going to hold it off for a little bit.
Okay.
I think so too.
So I think Hangman's going to win, though. Continuing his momentum. I'm picking Hangman.
Yay, we all picked. Oh, wait, did you say Cage or Hangman? I forgot.
Me?
Yeah.
My tinfoil hat is Cage. Cage wins the Battle Royal, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. So I'm going to go with.
Yes, we all picked the baby face finally.
Hey.
And speaking of, we're going to move on to the Battle Royal right now, where winner receives a future world title match. I'll read off the list here of the people confirmed for the match. We have Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta El Zero Miedo, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, The Blade, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Preston Vance, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, QT Marshall, Nick Camarado, Dustin Rhodes, and Lee Johnson. Those are your confirmed entrants. What suit they're going to be in, we don't know yet. And then we have the Ultimate Joker card. So the obvious thing to talk about right off the bat here is we're going to predict this a little bit different. We're going to start with who will be the Joker in this match. And I asked you both to pick one person outside of AEW, one person inside of AEW, which makes it interesting. I always like this to have an interesting pick with that. But here's the Joker history throughout these types of casino matches. We've had Hangman Page, we've had Brian Cage, and Matt Sydal. So keep that in mind.
Mercedes Martinez.
I'm only counting the men in this case. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mercedes Martinez.
I will. Okay, I'll count the women. I mean, the history it's been okay. It's not the greatest. Which people are now like all these crazy predictions that have been coming out lately. They really haven't lived up to that hype of like I remember was it Revolution? Everyone thought that Christian Cage was supposed to be CM Punk, right? Like there's always this crazy prediction out there that's over the top, and AEW doesn't really do that. We've kind of seen like a history with this Joker card. Is this finally going to be the time where the Joker card is a freaking insane pick?
Oh God, I wonder who you're gonna pick.
So we'll start with our outside of AEW picks. So, Bill, who's your outside of AEW pick?
Well, I can only pick one. I'm going to say what I'd like to say, like when I talked about Camille showing up. Like, I would love, like, before Kenny's match, like, he runs into Andrade backstage, runs into Moose backstage. Both of them coming for your belt. then he could play into this whole, is his mind going to be right for the title because he's got all these people here watching him. I don't think it's going to be Moose or Andrade. I'm going to go with, the god of this shit, MDK all fucking day.
Oh,
Nick fucking Gage, because the rumor originally was when Matt Sydal was not the original pick for that spot, it was supposed to be Nick Gage. They were thinking about him and they were going to talk to him, but he broke his leg, so they couldn't use him. So I think a great choice will be Nick Gage, and if he comes out to Metallica, you're going to hear
Tony Khan's probably going to buy it.
It's going to be going, and she's going to be screaming about this, and I will be screaming because he's going to come out and he's going to try and murder somebody, and it'll be great.
That would be a great pick. So, Phil, did you think of someone outside of AEW?
I mean, listen, with all the rumors going on that maybe he re-signed, I only want to hear Final Countdown, and I want Bryan Danielson to come out, and I'm going to combust. Right?
I mean,
and
if it's a one-off, even if he just comes in.
I don't care. If he comes and he just wrestles Kenny one time and goes back, I don't care. I just want to hear Final Countdown. I've never seen him wrestle in Ring of Honor, but I used to go to Ring of Honor shows, and they would play it, and the crowd would get super hyped. So I want to be in that building when people know, like, oh my God, this is Bryan Danielson about to walk out.
Yeah. I know, Bill.
I dream big.
I would love it.
Dream big.
Well, I'm about to dream big. My outside pick of AEW is Kota fucking Ibushi.
He's in Japan right now.
How do you know that?
They're doing shows.
Do you got a GPS on him?
They're doing shows.
Tony Khan's got a private jet. He can go fucking get him.
Yeah, if we're making crazy picks like that, bro, I'm going Okada.
Yeah. I think Okada's got COVID, to be honest.
Eddie Edwards is a good pick, but he just got out of the hospital, so unfortunately, he's not going to be the guy. I don't think he just had appendicitis.
I'm only picking Kota Ibushi because I don't think it's going to be someone outside AEW to win this match.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be someone within AEW, and my inside AEW pick is Jon Moxley. I think Moxley's going to put himself in this match, and he's going to win it.
No, I think.
What were they doing? What were they doing before feuding with the Young Bucks? Why did they just stop that all of a sudden?
Because they don't run 10 rematches in a row. They did 2. I think they got to move on.
I just think that if they don't win the tag titles, that Moxley might be off TV for at least a couple weeks, right? Renee's got to be due any day now.
Oh, the pop out.
Dude, she was on like an exercise bike on Instagram, and I'm just like, God, I can't even do like 10 push-ups today because I feel like I'm tired. She's like 9.5 years pregnant.
Years pregnant.
Okay. So, inside AEW pick, Bill. Not in the match.
Hangman Page.
Okay. You mentioned it earlier yet. No, yeah. Phil, inside AEW that's not in this match.
So, here's where we're going to get a little crazy, right? It's going to be Paul White. He's going to get off of the announced team, and he's going to come out.
I mean,
he's not going to win.
As Captain Insano, because they did trademark that.
That's right. Oh, my God. That's right. It's going to be Captain Insano.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So I've thought about that, and I don't know how that go. How would that go over, though? Because that seems like such a WWE thing to do.
It is such a big
but
WWE
AEW always does.
See, we're groomed this way
on every show.
We're groomed this way.
But so here's what I was thinking about. I thought about that too, and I was like, what if like someone came out and was eliminated, and Paul White's calling the match, and they were frustrated that they got eliminated, and they start shit with Paul White, and that is his first match on when they start touring.
That'd be cool.
Like I thought it was like because Luchasaurus is in this, right? He's not in this one.
No, he's not. Only Jungle Boy from the Jurassic Express.
Man, how he has fallen since COVID, man. He was like a prime player for them.
I wonder if he's hurt.
Possibly. Gotta be. You think he would have been in this match? They could have taken out Nick Comoroto, or they could have literally taken out QT Marshall.
Well, there's a guy right there, Nick Comoroto. I know he's new as hell, but I mean, you want to put a guy over or get him the rub, like Paul White. He says, Paul White's calling the match, and he just shoves Paul White and just like gets in his face, and he's like, or says something, or Will Hobbs, someone big, get in there with Paul White. I think that could be a cool moment, as opposed to, because I think you would get so many eyeballs.
You know what? I'm looking at the cast list here of people in this match. You know what I could pick to win this match that's been announced already? is Christian Cage. So they can
That's
set
who
up
I was
Christian
going
Cage.
for.
And
Yeah, I mean,
Kenny
that's who
Omega.
I think is going to win.
Yeah. Because the person, I mean, when Brian Cage won last year, he got a title shot like kind of quick. So I think they could do a big Dynamite or maybe the first episode.
Fight for the
Rampage
Fallen
is until,
or
next year?
Fight
That's
for the Fallen or
August.
Fighter Fest. It's gonna be one of those two events.
Mm-hmm.
One of their summer events, either Fighter Fest or Fight for the Fallen. Those two ones they do every summer.
Yeah,
It'll probably be at one
There
of
you go.
those.
What do you think? What do you guys think about him going into a title match though?
Christian Cage.
I think it's good. He hasn't. I mean, he's been in a feud with Team Taz, and he's had great match with Kazarian. Really good match with Seidel, right? He fought Seidel.
Yeah.
So like
last week it was
they
really-
can still build him, right? The next time,
he's
and
doing
it's
really
just a dream match, really. It's just like, hey, let's just see a cool match.
and he
in
can
the
work.
middle of the
He can still work. His age and his shape, he can still work.
I think everyone has forgot. I think people who really like AEW have forgotten about like, oh, he wasn't CM Punk because they watch him in matches like, oh, he's just really great.
Yeah,
He's a really good fucking wrestler.
but the truth of the matter is,
I popped like
you
crazy
said,
when he came out. Not
the
only because
truth
he's
of the matter
Canadian.
is like you have Fight for the Fallen and Fighter Fest, which they get kind of crazy with these. They kind of give us like matches out of nowhere, right? Because they're not as big shows. So you could do Christian versus Kenny there. It's a dream match for some people, right? And it'll be an incredible match that you could
And
be
that
like,
could
oh
be
yeah,
on the road.
yeah,
And that you could do a big house with that show.
yeah. Christian's a huge name, so
Too bad they can't go to Canada.
So
Imagine
Yeah, it's
that
true.
match main eventing in Canada.
Kyle, if you didn't go to that show,
the first Canada show I'm going to. I don't
I
care
would
what it
really-
is.
Kyle doesn't go to an AEW Canada
Bro,
show.
they were supposed to do full
hosting
gear
the
last year in
podcast.
Toronto. It was originally booked for Toronto full gear
oh
last year.
wow.
I'm pissed. Yeah.
Listen, listen. Blood and Guts was supposed to be in Newark, the show
I know.
that I had tickets for.
I
Bill
would say
here,
I had a-
Bill
I had
here,
a luxury
Tiff.
box.
All y'all would have seen each other there because Tiff was going to be there too. It would have been a fucking
I
big
was in
shit
a
show.
Luxury box
Yeah.
for that show. That was going to be
Hey,
amazing.
I have a better one too. I was supposed to be in Rochester where Hardy and Brody Lee were supposed to debut.
Yeah, wow, yeah. That's all right. You win.
No,
I
I
would
think
have seen a double debut. Anyways, ultimate pick. Who are you guys picking to win the battle royal and win the title shot? Bill.
Christian.
Christian.
I'm gonna pick Christian now. After thinking about that, I wrote down Ibushi, but I'm changing it to Christian.
Well, I mean, Ibushi's the dream, you know.
Yeah, because that's the ultimate. I know it's Hangman and Kenny, but I just want fucking Ibushi in AEW. The story there, this long ass story of the Golden Lovers. Like fuck me, man. I want Ibushi to be the one to turn Kenny back to the good
Yeah, but
side.
that's a major pay-per-view storyline. They're not
That's
going to do
Soldier.
it. Now.
I'll say it. That's a stadium.
Yeah, that's the stadium super card show where he. Oh man, I just want it to be the one where he's the reason he turns like Cal's is the puppeteer and Kenny's the puppet, and he's the one that shows Kenny the way. That you're fucking getting controlled by Callus, man. He's got his fucking like his hand up your ass, and you're the fucking puppet.
We got it. This is turned into a Manscaped commercial.
Yeah. Anyways,
you know what? Christian Cage. You know what dream match I would love to see him in if they ever did a New Japan crossover. It's an odd one, but Christian Cage and
Okada.
Tanahashi.
no, Tanahashi.
Put it right in my veins. That
Yeah.
would be amazing.
That'd be dope. Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo. We're gonna talk about this match. So we're gonna talk about this match. We're not bringing up any political shit in this match because I said this to Tiff last week. I'm like, I really don't want to bring up any of the political shit that he brought up.
I thought that has nothing to do with the match, though. That was just him talking.
He was trying to cut a promo that appealed to all political parties, and it worked to some extent. And
It's just I hate when shit gets on the fence and like fucking wrestling splitter twits, and as soon as you say one thing, you get fucking hate from the one side. And
But see, what I don't understand is I took it as the dude's about to have a mixed race baby, and he's just talking, and then he transitioned into the Ogogo stuff. I didn't even think that had anything to do with their feud.
I think it's I saw a lot of people hating because they hate the whole America versus the other guy, like the other. Country.
Listen, it wasn't a flag
101
match, so that's as long as it wasn't a flag match, I was cool with it.
Yeah.
Vince Russo isn't back there. Okay, he's not booking this shit.
Thank God. Yeah.
But I'm surprised there's no stipulation at least for this match, like some sort of like they're just gonna have a one-on-one. Like there's no strap match, no whatever. Like Dustin was coming out with the whole like he's
Bull
going
rope.
bull rope each week. Like,
That's still gonna happen. I think him and Camarado are gonna have bull rope match one day.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe if they announce something on Friday, we don't know yet. or maybe someone asked him in the, and maybe he announces something on the press conference call tomorrow.
I don't know. We'll be on it, Kyle. So
yeah, I know.
Ask him.
I'm not gonna ask him that because I've been was it 2 or 3 for 3
Wait,
so far
really
in questions? Yeah, he's answered my question the last like 2 pay-per-views. So
nice. I was so depressed when I was on that call. I was just like, I was like, this is gonna be my thing. And Kyle got the question. I'm like, fuck, come on, man.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
He brought up the Crockett Cut thing on my
Darby.
question too. That was awesome.
Yeah, he did, and you had a good question. So
Cody Rhodes is going to be announced as the American Dream in this one.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's gonna be the guy wears his heart in his sleeve. He's gonna be extremely emotional.
Listen, I was in the crowd for All In,
Yeah.
and I cried when he won that title.
Yeah,
I cried.
All In. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, shameless plug. When we used to do Ran with Ant, we got selected to be a part of All In.
Oh, that's right. They were doing the
podcast row, which was a disaster. Okay, let's not act like it was a good thing. It was a disaster. Starcast won, but yeah, I cried when Cody won that belt.
Yeah,
but I hope to see more from Ogogo. I mean, we've seen very little from in-ring.
I think Cody wins and Ogogo still lays him out though at the end. It's like Cody's the better wrestler, so he like rolls him up or something with a wrestling move that Ogogo doesn't know yet because he's still learning, and then Ogogo just knocks him out at the end.
I think there's going to be something with Cody and getting knocked out in some way. I don't know if it's going to be after the match, but it's going to cause, because basically Renee and Brandy are fucking duo on like almost the same day. Like they're literally both about the pop. So
the best thing about Cody is, I don't know if you guys saw this, but that remix bullshit is gone.
Yeah,
and
he
at
saw that.
Double or
he's
Nothing. He's coming back to the original.
I thought he was going to come back as
Brandy's pretty. She's pretty adamant about the remix.
So
really. Well, no, Cody said it on an interview that it's the remix is gone.
So this
at least
is where,
for Double or Nothing.
This is where I'm confused. I thought he would, because he wants to pay tribute to his dad, right, and be called the American Dream.
He's not coming out to the WWF theme.
Like a variation.
Yeah, they own
that. So and also like Cody's also like, I think like he's been pretty adamant about not liking that part thing they did with his dad.
Do you think he dresses like do you think he has the polka dots on his like
he's
done
that
attire?
It's not gonna be on his belt because he showed off the weight belt already.
Okay.
I tried finding what he came out to in the NWA, but like if he came out to Midnight Rider because his dad was a Midnight Rider, that'd be cool. But I think he just he's coming out to his song. He said. Okay. So.
Yeah, he said it in an interview. I forgot where it was, but he said he's coming out to the original.
Multiple interviews, yeah.
I did
Everyone
pick Anthony
he's coming out to the WWF song, and it's like
I did pick Anthony Ogogo for this match though, for the win.
I think I'm going Cody.
And I think it's gonna be that deadly punch that's gonna do it because
I love the way they're booking Ogogo though.
Yeah, they're booking that punch to be fucking like Austin Gunn was like bleeding from the inside in the last.
It's everything they wanted Jericho's move to be, but Ogogo does it better because it's cool. But like sometimes, I mean, you can see Jericho like it doesn't look as good.
The first time he hit it was great.
Yeah, he doesn't turn as fast sometimes. But Ogogo, man, that body punch.
I do want to see more from him, though. I do want to see a little bit more in ring from Ogogo. We haven't seen that much. I mean, we know he cuts a killer promo. He does the governor thing to a T, and it's fucking mint.
Perfect.
But I want to see a little bit more in the ring. Sell me a little bit more in the ring to be the perfect package, and then you can slap the world title on that fucking guy.
It's gonna be a
world title.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, not now.
Booking like 5 years from now.
Not now, but
dude,
like,
I predicted Hook in 10 years. Come on.
I'm gonna predict Ogogo in a year or two.
AEW 2030, man. Let's go.
Hey, listen, I want to be working in 2030. Come on. But this is one of the toughest matches to call because like I've had so many matches where I've seen Cody and recently him and Pentagon, him and QT, and I'm just like, oh yeah, those guys are gonna win, and then Cody wins, and I'm just like, Cody's 2-0 at Double or Nothing. He always but when it comes. It's weird because he's the American Dream. So it's like, how can he lose? He's the American Dream. He's channeling his father. You know, he has to win. And I could definitely, it's Memorial Day weekend. The USA has to prevail, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like if Ogogo loses, it's like, wow, you really just halted that momentum.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it could be just Cody is the better wrestler. So he catches him and immediately Ogogo just pounces on him.
So the way my way of seeing how he wins would be, and this is a way, if Cody loses nothing by this way, that he loses by referee stoppage.
Okay,
or
yeah.
Arn throws in the towel. Like Brandy's not coming out. She's already like, I'm
and
not.
It does
coming
say
out.
that it's Anthony Ogogo with everybody else, with QT, Camarado.
Yeah, I could see them getting run off by like Dustin.
Yeah, I don't think Brandy can come out though, right? I don't think when you're pregnant, you're not medically cleared to be around the ring.
No. So I think like what's going to happen is like Ogogo's going to hit Cody and he's going to try and gut it out and like trying to make it happen. He tries to get through it. And then Ogogo just keeps going at him to the point where Cody like is just like gushing blood and he's just out. And done.
he blading.
Oh,
Cody be blading in this match. Oh yeah.
Cody Blades sitting editing the show or producing the show.
His forehead's gonna look exactly like his dad's forehead when he gets older.
So he's got that mark by his eye. That's what happened with him at Blood and Guts. He got hit by his eye and that busted open. He has this one thing where it hasn't healed properly or something like that. So it busts here. So no one is blading unless you're a complete maniac. No one is blading right by their eyeball.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who
Cody
I'm
would
sure
though.
Yeah, Nick Gage.
Or Nick Gage, yeah.
Nick Gage would stab himself in the face.
Listen, and he's the sweetest man in the world. And he'd hug you while he's doing it. But I think like they're going to like Ogogo's going to beat the piss out of him to the point where they're like, we have to stop the match. We have to throw it out. And he's like they could even throw the match out. Like Ogogo's the winner, in theory, but Cody doesn't lose and they stretcher him out and he's done for however long to go be a dad and film the show.
Yeah, they throw up the fake X, like there's an X, but it's not really,
I don't even know if they're going to do that just because that would, a lot of people would be not too happy about that, but I feel like they would just like wave it off or something like that. Like it's like the referee's decision, it's been stopped, and then Ogogo could keep winning, and then Cody makes the big return, then beats Ogogo.
Labor Day weekend.
Like yeah, Labor Day week.
Labor Day weekend.
The July 4th episode of Dynamite.
Yeah.
He just comes back with the Sting, red, white, and blue face paint.
Yep. Wins the match, announces he's running for president. Just goes crazy.
He's like, I am the president of Georgia. And so I think Ogogo is going to win by hook or by crook.
Okay. So
whether it's by pinfall or ref stoppage, but I think we're going to see Ogogo wrestle because you can't make him look bad because he is the future of AEW. He is money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that governor thing with his promos is mint. It's right on. The guy is gold when it comes to promo. We just need to see that little bit of a little bit more in ring. I'm sold. Start fucking doing shit with him.
When they go to the UK.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you,
he'll be over as fuck.
Deafening.
Yeah.
Deafening.
He's gonna be over as Walter is when he's fucking fighting over there.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on here. AEW Women's World Championship match. Obviously, like the most obvious pick of the entire night here: Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker, DMD. Still a big fight feel though. Like these two have the potential to throw on the best women's match, one of the best women's matches in AEW. I'm sure they're gonna put a lot of time in this, and I think they're gonna loot them a lot of time to put on a banger here because we know, and I think they know that we all know that Britt's gonna fucking win this match. So I imagine they're still gonna give them a lot of time to fucking make this an epic match with a shit ton of false finishes. It's the summer of Brit though. DMD is gonna have a massive title reign with this. Have they booked themselves into where she's got to go babyface because everybody's fucking gonna be, the whole crowd's gonna be cheering when she wins that championship belt.
The crowd cheered for her. She got a standing ovation. Everyone loved her when she was in the match with Thunder Rosa, and she still kept her.
Do we got another Miro situation here where she's gonna be booked into being a babyface?
Because, I mean, she has this ability just to eviscerate people with her words. She'll find a way to stay.
Yeah. But not at the pay-per-view, though. The pay-per-view, she's going to get fucking... The whole play is going to be a standing ovation when she wins. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But you know what I think is going to happen when she wins? She's going to reveal that she's got an action figure.
Oh, because
I think that gets revealed at FanFest on Saturday.
No, I feel... No, it would be amazing if she did that thing, like, how Brandy was carrying a little brand around.
Yeah.
Like if she does the grand unveiling, she's like, well, Jeremy Padar couldn't announce it. These people couldn't announce it. I'm announcing it. Here I am. There's my action figure.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think you'll see that. I think when she wins it, you'll see that.
So
for sure.
She's going to hold this belt for a while. And I honestly think it's going to lead to whenever Thunder Rosa is going to win the NWA belt back. And this would be cool all out. Wouldn't you want? Wouldn't it be cool to see an NWA versus AEW women's belt versus women's belt?
Well, we saw that
between
before
both of them.
with Thunder and Shida, but it wasn't a belt for belt match. But
yeah, it wasn't. So
but we know that the feud between Rosa and Brit ain't over.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that's why I say
I don't think it's going to happen right away. I know we look at All Out, but I think this is going to move past
full
All
gear or Revolution of next year.
I don't know. I think
Revolution next year makes sense because doesn't her contract end on January 1st?
Maybe, yeah. I think
according to her husband.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think just have to let it ride for a while and let just Brit go through a whole bunch of people and just like have her have this run, because this run's going to be great. It's going to be really great.
And for the women, they haven't had a champion yet that you can send to do media. I mean, Nyla was, but COVID happened, so she was at home.
Yeah.
But like you had Riho and you had Shida, and Shida's English has gotten a lot better.
Supposedly the last interview she did, everyone is saying is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, she's working at it, right? But Britt Baker,
Britt's
this whole
face.
Dentist thing,
she's
you
the
send
face.
her out there.
She's the face of the women's division. She literally is.
Britt also has like she's different from the others too because she is a star. Yeah. She's not just a champion; she's a star. Mm-hmm. And I don't think face Britt Baker was ever going to be that.
Oh no! Never go face again. Like no. Like just stay heel. It works so much. It comes out so much more real when she's a heel and she's delivering a promo.
She has really channeled everything. Like, damn it, that Adam Cole is. Adam Cole essentially can be a babyface.
I'm sure he's had a hand in helping her. 100%.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm sure, but she's also like supposedly, according to Shida, is like Britt Baker studies more tape than anybody. So, and by the way, I would love to see Shida go heel, like a dark Shida. Like she's been a babyface this whole time. Just have her go like dark and like
beating the fuck out of people with a kendo stick.
Exactly. I think.
Well, the cool thing about this match is
it's gonna be awesome.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it, it's kind of like we've gone full circle with COVID, because when COVID started and they did those tapings, that's where Britt and Shida had their match and Britt got hurt, which made Britt like this. Oh no, heel Britt Baker is like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's you go full circle. Now here's where I'm going to take this left field. All right. I've been waiting all night for this.
Do it.
What I want to see. Okay. Selfishly for me, you do not think it's going to happen. But I want to see
I know where
Britt wins the title. And because she's a heel, they don't give her celebration. Tessa's music hits. She comes out and just looks at her like, I'm coming.
She would get booed out of the building.
Oh, of course. Tessa. No, she can show up anywhere. She's going to get booed immediately.
But how do you have a heel Britt Baker? You were just saying Britt Baker can't be a heel. You put her against Tessa Blanchard, she's immediately a babyface.
Well, no, it's you don't put her against Tessa. You just have Tessa come out like I'm coming for you, and never like they tease her getting there, but maybe they don't ever get there. It's just to have the moment of Tessa coming out. And those two love fighting each other. They've said they're two of each other's favorite opponents. They're friends. Yada yada yada. That's my selfish thing. Now hearing you say that makes a lot of sense, but still I'm selfish.
That's the problem. See, they're too similar in character too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like they're just like the bitchy characters.
Yeah, they're both great. I was just trying to think if there's anyone who's a free that could step in and be that opponent, and I don't think is.
There's nobody right now.
Yeah, because all the Jordan Grace who got released, they're not up till January, till July.
Yeah, they can't do anything.
Or maybe Deanna comes out.
Oh, don't tease me with don't tease a New Jersey guy with a New Jersey.
All right, maybe Deanna comes out and we finally get the Impact.
Something's weird there though, because with the whole thing with Don Callis and the rumor of him he's stepping away or something like that.
Well, his contract was. I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's not there anymore." I'm like, "Yeah, wasn't that the whole thing? His contract was ending this year." And people are like making out like, "Oh, what's happening?" I'm like, his contract ended.
Besides Kenny and Private Party, there really hasn't been much of a forbidden door between Impact and AEW, and it's been weird. And they've only appeared on one show. We haven't had the vice versa, except for the Good Brothers, but I don't even count them.
Yeah,
something's coming.
I hope so. I hope
maybe they were waiting for crowds.
Maybe that could be a thing too.
Crowds are going to change a lot. Yeah. Crowds are going to change a lot of stuff in wrestling, so we'll see.
So move on to the main event. Charlotte, well, they said it's a main event, so it's going to be AEW World Championship. Triple threat match, Kenny Omega, Pac, Orange Cassidy. Very interesting put together main event for the world title. It's only been like a few weeks because Kenny's been this whole time it's been Kenny and Moxley up until the barbed wire death match, and really nothing a couple of weeks after that. And they've really just, it's been like 3 weeks tops that this whole Pac and Orange Cassidy thing with Kenny. So it's very interesting that this whole pay-per-view is not built around the main event, which is your world title. It's built around the Stadium Stampede, the women's title match, and the Casino Battle Royal in a way. Like, it's not built around their main championship. So this is a very interesting main event. It's still going to be a banger match. All three of these wrestlers are fucking insane, and they're going to have they're probably going to have match of the night, to be honest, because they're all going to have fucking look at Pac and Orange Cassidy from last year's Revolution, which is fucking incredible. I always go back and watch that. It's such a fun match to watch. And then you go back last year around the same time, right before Revolution, Pac versus Kenny Omega in the Iron Man match.
Iron Man match in Kansas City, one of my favorite matches in 20.
Like, that now you're putting all three of these guys in the same match together. We're gonna get a fucking banger of a match. Although it's 99% sure that Kenny's retaining the championship here. There's no way the belt's changing hands.
Yeah.
So now I say all of this, right? We're gonna get this match. It's the main event of the night. That you're ending the show off. It's gonna be the last thing people see. This is always a big topic with wrestling. You have to end off with something because it's what people remember about the pay-per-view, whatever they see last. Something's got to happen at least after the match, right? I'm not just losing it here that something big is not planned for the end of this match. They're not just going to end off with Kenny winning against both of those guys, and they're going to end off the show with Kenny holding up the belt, and that's going to be it for the night. Something's got to happen, right? Am I wrong to say that?
They're really, on social media, they're really pushing hard. 2 years ago, Moxley debuted at Double or Nothing. They're really pushing it hard. Like, hey, remember. And I know I said Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson earlier. Maybe this is where we see someone like him or Ibushi. I don't know what the travel, if they're in Japan or whoever, maybe whoever comes out.
Like, there's got to, I wrote down there's got to be a walkout after this match. There's got to be something.
Yeah, because there's no
coin drop. Yeah, I think Okada's got COVID, to be honest. I heard a week or two ago he's got COVID.
Out in Korakuen yesterday. Okay. So I think he's all right, or he's getting better at least. So here's the thing. It's like, there's no pun intended, no juice to this match. Yeah. It's like on paper, it's awesome. But at the same time, it's like, where's the build? Where's the drama? Like this is one that they, like, the whole Kenny thing is just like, we were so focused on Kenny, Moxley, and Kingston and all that stuff. Then it's like, oh shit, we have to have a title match here.
Yeah.
And we just kind of threw together. I think we're going to see more of that build, and we'll be ready for it after Dynamite on Friday, and then the Revolution special after Dynamite. I feel like our tunes will have changed a bit.
I hope so, because really we just have the Orange Cassidy segment. That's all we have.
Right. And we're going to have, so I think what's going to happen with this match is, like, Kenny's going to win, but I feel like whomever he doesn't pin has a reason to be like, well, you never pinned me. Mm-hmm. So here's my short-term feud. And that could be Orange Cassidy. Mm-hmm. Or it could be Pac. It could be one of those two where they're just like, okay, that'll be their feud. Yeah, like I said, there's something that's got to happen here. The stakes don't feel high enough. This almost feels like, hey, wink, wink. Yeah, this doesn't feel big, but wait till you see what we happen. And that could be the Casino Battle Royale winner, where they come out and like they come out on the ramp and point at Kenny, or gosh, like I just thought of the Daniel Bryan thing where he just walks out and it ends with him just doing the yes thing, and like all of Jacksonville doing that, and like.
Just imagine this, right? Just imagine this.
Be doing that.
Kenny wins, and they're like, "Oh, Kenny Omega, blah blah blah."
Lights go out.
And the Super Elite come in. They put all the belts on him. He's holding it up. They're really playing it up to the camera. People are like, "Damn, this is really how they're going to end the show." And then all of a sudden, lights cut out, and you just hear the beginning of the song. And then you're playing it, and the people who know are freaking out, right? Obviously, there's going to be people who are like, what the hell's going on? And then the screen
why are we playing Europe?
Danielson, boom, boom, boom. And it's just like, and he walks out, and you're just like, that's how you end the show. They never touch.
Yeah.
They just look at each other, and you're like, holy shit. And then you have to watch Dynamite after that.
You're throwing stuff at because that's what Moxley was. Moxley was.
I remember losing my absolute
I lost my mind.
I couldn't believe it because I was sitting there. I remember talking to Tiff on the review show. I'm like, Tiff, I was sitting there and going like, I was like thinking all show. I didn't think once about the rumored Mox. Going to that show, it was like Moxie's gonna show up. Like the rumor was Moxie's AEW bound. I didn't think of that entire first show. I didn't think of it until I heard the crowd. Like Jericho's like, I'm demanding a thank you, and the crowd's popping. I'm like, oh, like instantly, I'm like, Moxley. It's gotta be Moxley. And then they show him coming through the crowd. I'm like, holy fuck, they're doing it. Like that's what I mean. They have to do that with this pay-per-view.
I felt like, well, and I don't think we should build ourselves up.
No, we shouldn't.
I've already done enough.
I know. But when you talk about that Moxley moment, I always remember they're like, oh, Moxley's going to AEW. I'm like, I liked his match with Juice Robinson. That was cool. But like, he was still Dean Ambrose a few months ago, and that kind of sucked. And then all of a sudden I saw him come out. And I'm like, oh shit, that's different. Yeah. This is not Dean Ambrose. Thank God. And we're off to the races from there.
Oh, when Excalibur said John Moxley, I'm like instantly like CCW like footage started popping into my fucking head. Like that's all I was thinking about. I'm like, oh my fucking God, we're gonna get CCW. I know we didn't have really gotten it. We got into a certain extent, but
Kimmy points out something good. What happens if we finally see Hangman come out on that horse, drinking a beer, standing,
or he comes out with his stare down?
People would go nuts for that if we finally. It's just like Hangman's coming finally for Kenny. Yeah, I think that would be as equally as.
That would be cool, and that's a home.
Yes, finally.
Yep. You don't need the special surprise for that
because because Hangman was the most over dude in AEW with live crowds. Yeah. So for him to come out and be like, "I got the champ. I got next." Like that's almost, I wish, like now thinking about it, man, I wish he hadn't lost a cage, or like maybe they just beat him up and he was injured and like, he's like hurt his shoulder. He's out for a couple weeks. And then he just still is the number one contender. And he comes out and he just points at Kenny at the end of this show. He'd be like, oh my God, finally,
I'd pop either way, but I just feel like because of this triple threat, how it's booked, I know they're gonna probably do something on Friday. There'll be like the Double or Nothing, the big thing with the movie trailer guy on Saturday night that they do that show.
It's gonna be right after. I think it's gonna be right after Dynamite.
Oh, it's gonna be right after Dynamite. I thought it was Saturday night. Anyway, they probably re-show it Saturday. They show it all weekend anyways. But there's that whole thing with the trailer, the trailer music guy that.
Oh, that countdown.
AEW countdown guy. So. I just feel like even if with whatever we get on Friday, it's still not enough to be your main event. It's like the selling point. Clearly, what every other match is what this pay-per-view is built around. So something's got to give. Something's got to happen to end off the pay-per-view because Kenny's winning Kenny's winning. If there was a chance and we're sitting there talking like, oh, there's a 50-50 chance that Pac might win. Sure, you don't need to end with whatever. Right, but because this is like 99% sure Kenny's winning because it's not Pac or Orange Cassidy, you're not winning the world title here. Let's be honest. So something's got to happen. It's got to be a walkout. It's got to end off the show where you're fucking because they need a solid ending to this show because they've had really bad luck lately with the ending of shows.
We're jump starting them going on the road again.
Yeah,
it needs to be a bang.
But let me throw a wild thing out there. What if Orange Cassidy won? People would lose their.
I would lose my.
So many people on the internet would die. They just would coronaries everywhere.
I think Twitter would shut down because people would be going to tweet angry so fast.
Yeah,
it would just blow up.
Because people would be like, "Oh well, they're doing typical WWE booking here." They would just shit all over. They were like, "Oh, this is supposed to be the alternative."
And you don't get more alternative than that.
Than Orange Cassidy. Oh my God. Yeah, I would be so happy.
I can't. There's no.
Of course, Kenny's gonna win. And it's gonna be great.
Kenny's the belt collector right now.
And I feel bad. I wanted just Kenny versus Orange Cassidy.
Kenny's gonna be the belt collector for the entire fucking summer until All Out. All Out's probably gonna be the first step towards losing all his fucking belts.
So I'm saying.
Yeah. Because I don't think, unless there's a plan to him to drop the Impact belt, but I think it's going to be a domino effect. As soon as he loses the first belt, he's just going to lose belt after belt after belt until he has
That's nothing. What I think. That's why I think that he loses it all out because all out's after AAA, right? Because AAA's in August at some point. And then, so I mean, maybe AAA, maybe Hangman costs him the belt in AAA. We get kind of crazy. That's what gets to that match. He loses that, and then eventually loses the Impact. I mean, but then again, can Impact really not have an
They need to build up big time babyface to take it off them.
Is there anybody in that company?
You know what's crazy enough?
Babyface for them right now.
People
Eddie
say
Edwards.
I love Eddie Edwards.
Sammy Callahan.
I don't think it's him either. I think if they have it, man, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Even if he was in AEW, even if he was signed to AEW and they loaned him out, I think that'd be great.
That'd be fantastic. That'd be incredible.
See, this is what makes me think that it is Daniel Bryan that's going to come out at AEW Double or Nothing. Because if they're working with Impact and he can go work both shows, they fucking included the Yes thing in their Slammiversary video. And I know I'm trying to remember last year's Slammiversary video.
The troll job of that Slammiversary video.
But the last year when they did it, didn't everybody live up to it?
I was just like, I was a little drunk, and I tweeted out, I'm like, that was kind of a ripoff for $40, and I got ripped by Impact hardcore fans who basically think Impact is.
But last year they did the same thing, but didn't everybody on the video last year appear that they showed in their thing?
Kurt Angle wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
A couple other people weren't there.
Okay. Well,
I think Okada was on there again.
Whoever
They're just gonna keep showing him.
Whoever makes these, they literally just Google who's trending in wrestling. They literally Google who's trending in wrestling and add to the promo video.
Yeah. Someone did say, like, for the Casino Battle Royal, Kojima would be, or Rocky Romero. I don't think Rocky would be that much of a surprise. Kojima would be a surprise.
I think so. All these things are great if we've had crowds. Period. 6 months from now, a year from now, yeah, sure, right. But I think that this is going to be like we are back. We're about to go on the road again.
Yeah.
Buy these tickets. This is going to be a show where we're throwing everything at the wall because we want to remind people what our shows were like before COVID.
Do we need to remember the ending of the last pay-per-view and how bad it was? And you really need to come out and fucking hit a home run here at the end of this pay-per-view.
Yeah. Double or Nothings are always their statement pay-per-views. The first one was, hey, we're here. The second one was like, listen, this is our first big show during the pandemic, and we're going to show out. Mm-hmm. And this one is going to be now the pandemic's coming to an end. We're going back on the road.
Yeah. Yep. It's got to happen. It's got to fucking happen. And, man, it's I can sit here all day and think of different types of scenarios to end this pay-per-view, but they really just need to hit it out of the park. And I'm sure they will. I'm sure they know that. They're not sitting there going, oh, we'll just go with this. And if people hate it, people hate it. This is not fucking WWE.
But the good thing is, okay, what I've learned with this company and why I love this company so much, that even if they mess up, they address it and they move on.
And they own up to it, or they make it better.
Exploding barbed wire death match was one of the worst endings I've ever seen. And then Wednesday, they cut that promo with Moxley and Kingston, and I can care less about the ending now. We get this great tag team.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. And they don't stop trying. So.
Yeah.
That's what's great about this company. Cannot wait for the future of this company. It's going to be a big year. It's not over yet. We're literally almost at the halfway point, and so many more big things are coming to AEW.
September in Newark. Let's cross our fingers.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? That I just seen that the AAA match between Kenny and Andrade is literally the day after the debut of Rampage. I don't know if that means anything, but it's literally the day after.
I bet you we're going to see Andrade in AEW. I guarantee it.
What if Kenny ends off the first episode of Rampage and Andrade comes out to build their match the next day, and maybe it's taped. I don't think they would tape their first episode though. I think they'd be like, "Fuck we're going live."
Now, according to you guys, I gotta find a way into Mexico because the only way I can watch this match is by being there live.
So Rampage will be live?
No, not Rampage. The AAA match.
No, brother.
No, but I'm talking about
Kenny's not even the main event, buddy.
Hold up, I'm talking about Rampage in general. Starting when they debut in August, AEW's back on the road. Is Rampage going to be live, or is that going to be an hour taped?
No, there's no way. How is it going to be live?
Oh no.
It's got to be taped, right?
Apparently the Rampage before the Rampage before the November pay-per-view is going to be live.
So there's going to be taped when it debuts in August.
Maybe.
I mean, how would you do?
How would you do that live? So
they fly in Tuesday, they film Wednesday, and now that they're on the road, Darks and Elevations won't be 15 hours long.
No, Darks. We don't know.
So then maybe Thursday,
but that tomorrow.
Oh, that's a
great
fantastic question.
Like,
but it's like, so they're gonna keep them for the whole week? Then it kind of.
No, I know you're right. It's on Friday. Sorry.
Unless they send half the roster home and go, hey, listen, you're not on Rampage, so you can go home.
Well, I don't know. It's because I've heard thoughts that they're going to do 2 nights in the same building. So they might do a Wednesday and then Thursday. Or Tuesday.
And then Thursday is not televised, but it gets televised Friday.
Live to tape, I guess.
Yeah.
So that means that Andrade, in a way, could appear on Rampage at the end of Rampage with Kenny Omega to build their match the next day.
Back.
Good.
So that'll be interesting to see. That's gonna be. You know what? That's Bill. You bring up that question because I gotta write down a question to bring up tomorrow. But
I've had this question for a few days.
We got to get to tomorrow, anyways. As we're gonna wrap up this podcast. I do want to thank Bill and Phillium here for coming on the podcast today and doing the predictions. This was so much fun. Bill, I know you have. I always give you the spot to do your shameless plug here because you do a lot of things other than coming on to this podcast. So I'm going to give you that spot right now.
Sure. Yep. I am the editor-in-chief of thepopbreak.com. We are a digital pop culture magazine. Like I said, I'm the editor-in-chief. I'm also the co-host of our flagship podcast, the Socially Distanced Podcast, which drops every single Thursday on Apple, Google, Anchor, and Spotify. Check out Pop Break on Twitter at the Pop Break /popbreak.com. All spelled out on Facebook at the Pop Break on Instagram. I'm also, check out Pop Break TV, which I also do a podcast on, and check out the Breakcast, where I'm going to be recording my second episode of This Wrestling Life, a podcast, which is basically talking about wrestling fandom. My good buddy Kenny Pete and I will be cutting it up after Dynamite and airing sometime in June. That's the Breakcast. You can find that on those same platforms I mentioned. And yeah, I write a ton of stuff, not just wrestling. So check it out on thepopbreak.com, including my recap of the roundup with Kyle and I's best bud, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. And Phillium, I'm going to give you the spot. If you want to plug anything, go ahead, buddy. I'm giving you your 30 seconds of fame right now.
I started a Twitch channel, as you see these wonderful lights. If you guys are watching the video on YouTube, if you want to follow me, it's twitch.tv/Uncle Phillium. Yeah, I'm going to play some video games. Audio, listen, live audio for Twitch streaming sucks. I'll figure it out eventually. But if you want to go over there and follow it, all my socials are at Uncle Phillium. If you want to follow me, kind of stay tuned for what I got planned.
I'm learning as I go too. I just got into gaming and I'm learning about all the audio shit. It's fucking it's a mess.
It's in the Xbox.
Yeah.
They have the Twitch app. It goes to the Twitch app. Why doesn't that just work?
You're right.
Why is there latency? Why
is there everything?
You can't hear audio for NBA 2K, but you hear it for Overwatch.
Yeah. it's
live streaming is fun.
Ridiculous. But anyways, folks, thank you for tuning into the predictions. We're going to be back live in with the All Elite podcast with the review show. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Monday night. Bill's going to be back. We have rotating door. Kimmy Talks WWE is going to be on here. I don't know if Rob's going to be on. I call him Bob. Rob is going to be on. We'll see. I'll talk to him. If not, it's okay. We still have the three. We're going to be back on Monday doing the review show right here on the All Elite podcast, and then we're going to be back to our regular scheduled programming on podcasting, which is every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, live here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. Keeping you guys up to date. We're not keeping you guys up to date, but just friendly fan conversations about everything in AEW. Me and Tiff love to have fun here on the podcast. I hope you guys do enjoy it. You can catch us on audio platforms as well. If you search up the No Holds Barred Network, you will get the All Elite podcast. You'll get all the other podcasts on the network, which include Under the Ropes, where Tiff interviews pretty much every independent wrestler under the sun. And you never know where those wrestlers will end up because she's interviewed a lot that's end up in other companies as well right now. So check those out right now, are on the channel right now, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching back on YouTube, if you are an audio listener, you always guys know I love you the most. If you are an Apple Podcast listener, give us a 5-star rating and leave us a comment what you guys think of the podcast. It helps us in the chartable side of things. And again, lastly but not least, to Darren of This Wolf for letting us use the theme song. Dead to Me is our official theme song. Check out Darren and This Wolf and all his stuff. He's actually done a cover of MJF's theme song, which is really fucking dope, and it's almost got to 100K listens on Spotify. He tweeted it out today. So follow him at This Wolf Media on Twitter and check it out. It's a really cool rendition of his theme song, and it's the best. So thank you, Darren, each and every single week. That's going to wrap it up, guys. My name is Kyle Masters, your self-proclaimed greatest host of the All Elite podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. And as always, like we do here on the All Elite podcast, we're going to give you guys a sign-off by the one and only Kenny Omega. So
goodbye and good night. Bang.